Improvements to the Designer City 2 minigame. The Designer City 2 minigame usually consists of you jumping on randomly generated platforms. You are made as an 8-ball. Right here, hold up. You are made as an 8-ball, and you need to jump over these platforms. You also need to collect stars as well as portals in the game. There is a certain timestamp in the corner of the screen that if the time's out, you lose. There's also a score in the upper left corner that shows, well, your score. There's also spikes that you need to avoid and spike balls that snake around and always try to kill you. When you collect these stars, you get power-ups like slow motion, which causes you to... How should I say this? Run slower, so you can time your jumps easier. Double jump allows you to make a second jump. There's also treble jump and max jump, which also allows you to make more jumps. Trail just gives you a trail. There's also double trail and max trail. Shield just basically protects you from the spikes and the spike balls. However, this can only be used once. Gliding just allows you to jump higher. Invert gravity switches your gravity. And yeah, so let me get to the improvements. So, first of all, let's get to the jumps. So, when you jump, you jump as normal. However, sometimes when you jump a bit too high, there's a cooldown, and you can't really jump, even when you try to jump. So, if you try to make it over this jump, even if you try to jump, you can't jump, and so you lose either way. So, you usually have to jump extremely low in order to actually avoid this cooldown. And this gets in the way of the stars and portals, in which you have to risk your life to jump up and get. So, I think removing this cooldown would ease the game a bit better. Also, the spike placement. Sometimes when you jump, there's a spike there. And sometimes you can easily jump around it, or you can jump through it, But sometimes, you can jump. That's the most weirdest jump. Sometimes you can jump, and the spike will be there. And usually you could just jump over like that. But due to the game's cooldown, you just die. Sometimes the game has you jump like this, which also results in your death. So I think what we should do is, for one, place the spikes in a more later position. Not towards the start or the middle. More towards the end areas, like this area right here. And also removing the cooldown would help you get through the spikes easier. Alright. The spike balls usually just kind of swoop around and try to kill you. However, this usually happens after you've already passed. So, what I think we should do for the spike balls is introduce them at a later level. And instead of them trying to swoop up and kill you, they rain down from the sky, down on you. And there can be a special power-up. I think it might be called Spike Dodge, where you can actually repel these. The shield can also work on these. However, the Spike Dodge is a lot better because it gives you 3 chances instead of 1 to repel the spike balls. And for spikes, instead of appearing like every platform, because sometimes in a game, the spikes can appear like every platform, and you have to maneuver your way around, and it's really annoying. Have them one every 5 platforms. Until in later levels, it can be one every 3 platforms in later levels. Alright, now for the power-ups. The first power-up that we're going to talk about is the trail. Now, the trail is a power-up that just gives you a trail. It doesn't really do anything. I don't really think that really needs to be changed at all. So, let me just go over the ones that are going to be unchanged. So, trails, slow motion, double jump, and all of its other power-ups, like treble jump and max jump, as well as shield. Actually, no. So these are the ones that are going to be unchanged. These are good. Although with slow motion, sometimes when you die in slow motion, sometimes you continue on in slow motion when you start. That can be a little bit annoying. So removing slow motion, continuing on, even when you die, would also be a good one to have. Alright, so the ones that I would change. First up, gliding. Gliding just allows you to jump higher. Players might not even notice that they have gliding on unless they get the notification. So, what I think we should do for gliding is instead of just jumping higher, we can have it so that you can, of course, you can jump higher, but you can also hold to like ascend faster, like ascend slower. Instead of just going straight down, you can go like this, which can allow you to avoid spikes. And with gliding level 1, there's multiple levels of gliding. You can only do 1 gliding. Double gliding, you can do 2, so you can go like this and then like that. Triple gliding, same thing, and then max gliding. So that's what I would change with gliding. Next up is shield. Shield basically repels you from spikes. So if a spike, you have a shield. If you go into there, you just bounce off. However, sometimes when you go up from above and you hit the spike, sometimes when you repel the spike, you bounce up, and then you go back down. And for some reason, the spike doesn't instantly disappear. It just goes downwards. So even if you repel the spike, your shield runs out, and you still die even after you use your shield on the spike. So what I suggest we do is instead of having the spike just go down, we should have it immediately disappear after you use your shield on it. And I think we shouldn't have the ball just bounce off. I think instead it should like roll over. And if it's going above, it can like bounce off, which I know I said don't bounce off, but when you usually did it, it would just go like this. Just go like that. But this would be a lot smoother. And also be a lot safer as well. Alright, so next one. Invert gravity. This is a power-up that I hated. I still do. there's a lot I need to talk about here. So invert gravity, well, basically just changes your gravity. So if you have spikes, right here, you just die. You don't have any reaction time. And sometimes it can be at the end of a slope. So if you invert gravity, sometimes you just fall. You don't have any reaction time whatsoever. So I think what we should do is when you invert gravity, you have like a temporary platform right here. You land on that temporary platform, and then you don't have to worry about getting punctured by spikes or falling down instantly, just having certain death. You can just go. You don't have to worry about nothing. Now, there is something that I would like to add. So, you don't really know which power-up you're gonna get. So, what I suggest is probably like in the later thousands, like probably in like the 900s, maybe in level 6 or something. There's like these little bubbles. These can happen rarely, like once every 10. And it can be like a different power-up, like an invert gravity, it can be that symbol. Shield can be this symbol. It can just be simple symbols, you know? Double jump can be this symbol. Actually, no, that's not a good symbol. Double jump can be this symbol. And then, of course, the treble jump can be like this. Max jump can be even more than that. Slow motion can be this icon. And then gliding can be like a sort of hang glider. Trail can be this, even though it probably wouldn't have trails. So that's all of the power-ups. I may be missing one. So, yeah, having those icons, you can just reach up and get them, and you'll be prized with it. And also with the spikes, you can have like maybe like in this corner right here, you can maybe have like an exclamation mark or something like that, spiking coming, you know, so that you know when the spikes are coming. Because now you're just guessing. You don't know when the spikes are coming. So having that little warning sign would help with that. These might be a little bit hard to code, but this would definitely make the game a lot better and less annoying. Ooh, also, one more thing. Customization options. You can actually spend some of your in-game money on new skins for your 8-ball. Because right now, you just have an 8-ball. So it can be... So right now, you just instantly go in the game. I think there should be like a menu. So it could be this right here. So you can have like a play button right there. And then over here can be the customization options. I'll get to that later. And then over here can be settings, you know, settings for the game, whatever settings they put. And then there can be like a little tutorial right here. And you can the name can be up here or whatever. Alright, now the play button can stay the same, you know, we don't have to worry about that. We already discussed that. Customization options. So, the customization options are options that you can, like, spend money or gold on. So over here, we can have, like, normal pink, red, green, you know, just colored balls. Over here, and you can spend, like, I don't know, like 100,000 on each of them. Now over here, we can have the specialty ones, you know, balls that are pretty rare. These can cost like 50 gold or something like that. And by spending them, you can actually get like an extra boost or something, like a score multiplier or something like that, you know? So that's the customization options. Now for the settings. Settings, you can have like a limited score option. Like you can have it end at a certain time. And that's pretty much all that I have for settings. They can add whatever setting they like on there. That's all that I really have there. And then help. It can be like a short tutorial. Basically like for the first 300 points. And it can just teach you how to play the game. So that's the what's it called? The menu for the mini game. And the leaderboards. No, wait, no. Back to the menu. Back to the menu. So when you press play, you can have one of two options. We can have an easy mode or a normal mode. Easy mode basically means no spikes, more stars and portals, and slow motion all around. So slow motion is not going to be used in easy mode because, well, they're already in slow motion. Normal can just be the normal mode that we all know and I assume love. Alright, for the leaderboards, this might have to change. So I know the leaderboards can have like this, like that, that, and then so right now you have the game option and there's the scores. I think now with this add-on you might have to split this into two. So easy leaderboard and normal leaderboard. We can maybe have like a weekly or a monthly or of all time, you know. That might be a little bit more to comprehend, but it'll be worth it in the end. So that is my minigame changes for Designer City 2. The minigame would definitely be a lot better if this was introduced. And I really hope that Designer City 2 brings in at least some of my ideas and adds them into their minigame. I'm not saying that their minigame is bad. Well, it kind of is, but that's besides the matter. What I'm saying is, the game would be a lot better. Well, the minigame would be a lot better if the ideas were implemented. I'm not saying that they should, but it would be awesome if they were. So see you later.